It's the National.
The holiday season is upon us. We've got the gift of the NFL as we're underway here in Week 16. And he opts to not bring this one out. The first drive will start at the 25. So here's the first drive now for the Jags. And a glance here at the man calling the plays under center, their 6'4" quarterback. They go play action here on first down. And his first pass is incomplete.
Charles, as we've covered, they've already clinched their spot in the postseason, so now they just want to avoid adding any additional names to this list before the postseason begins.
Terrific observation, because trying to move up a spot, I don't know if it's worth it if you're trying to play guys who aren't quite right. Get them healthy, get ready for the playoffs, make your move then.
Open man, that's Devontae Smith. And he's upended at the 33 following a good pickup of 8. An early task, 2 plays in. This is 3rd and 2. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. 16 yards that time on the pickup for the Jags and a first down.
Just a terrific run there, Charles, from a running back who is so compact and powerful, and that strength was on display there.
On 1st and 10.
Poole, and complete to Drake London. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work this to the 45. Working with a 2nd and 4. From the gun, he'll hand this off.
6 yards to pick up, and that's a first down. Now, look, that wasn't a huge gain, but those are the types of carries that I think they were missing in their loss last week. They couldn't get it going on the ground.
Did you get the same feeling I did during our meetings, that they kind of regretted that he didn't touch the ball?
Absolutely.
You know, hey, he should have touched it more last week. They weren't going to make that same mistake, and they've taken care of that early.
And a short gain there down to the 37-yard line. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. A gain of 2 there on the heels of a 1-yard pickup on first.
He's definitely tough to get down. We just saw it right there, but how about what we did see? Pursuit, wrap up, and then the big finish with the tackle.
To throw on 3rd down.
Poole. All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Derek Stingley picks it.
30, 10, 5, and they will score a pick 6 for the Texans TD.
Well, they were advancing the ball. They had a couple first downs under their belt, but a big mistake there on the opening drive leads to 6 points the other direction.
And what a good read that was on his part, Brandon, because it prevents a possible scoring drive with how they were moving things along. And it gives the defense the early advantage. Was going to be a definitely entertaining battle between these units.
And it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt to return.
So time to see Jacksonville again on offense for the 2nd time here in this game. So, Charles, the season winding down, the playoffs obviously not in their future. As they look ahead to the offseason, what spots do they maybe need to fill?
Well, I think that they like the guy who's calling the plays and throwing the ball. I think that he's a pretty good player. Needs some help, I think, on the perimeter, though. Help him out with receivers, because I think if he gets an upgrade there, his play gets that much better, too.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the Texans scoop it. And they'll be at the 18-yard line. Great field position here in the red zone. The pocket collapsed around him. I know we talk about it a lot, but a QB has to have that 6th sense, doesn't he?
He really does, and I know of one team at one point was training their quarterback with that time frame, and anytime he didn't get rid of the ball within the right amount of time, they would blow a horn or blow a whistle to show him this is what that time is, just what you're talking about, training him to understand
This is the amount you have. Make sure the ball's gone. Didn't happen in this case.
A good run there on first down, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 2. They'll keep it on the ground. Colvin, and he swallowed up right near the line of scrimmage. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2. And the Jags with 5 in the secondary now on 3rd down. Up the middle they go. Colvin, and he's able to pick up the first before he's brought down inside the 5 at the 4. They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive will continue. They'll run on first down. Colvin, give him 3 on the gain there. 2nd and goal.
And Brad, they went to a nickel defense, and that's a surprise this close to the goal line, because ordinarily you use the back end of the end zone, the sidelines as extra defenders, and you want...
And got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Houston. A great effort there. There to make the grab. And the Texans have taken a 2-touchdown lead now. The extra point up and good. And it's now 14-0. 5 plays there on that drive. And it results in the Texans finding the end zone. Out is the Texans kick team as they'll send this one away. And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25. Out comes the Jacksonville offense as they get set to take over here. And job one here, Charles, just keep possession of the football. 2 drives, 2 turnovers to this point.
You're exactly right, Doctor. Hippocratic oath. First, do no harm. And right now, they're harming themselves on offense.
I like that. No one is mistaking me for a doctor, though. But thank you, Dr. Davis. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And now they're going to get him down right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down. So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. On 3rd down, Poole. Quick slant here to Smith. And he is going to have a Jags first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
A big one there for the Jags. 18 yards, first down.
You can almost hear the sigh of relief coming from their sideline and from their point on the field, because this has been a tough start for them thus far. A much-needed first down there. They've needed something good to happen.
And now the ball's out. Fumble near midfield. And they take over. They'll set up shop at the 46-yard line.
This defense, Charles, very opportunistic here early. A 2nd fumble recovery in this first quarter of play.
Yeah, you mentioned the right word, opportunistic and aggressive, because once they got the first fumble recovery, they were eager to get a 2nd one, and sometimes they just come in bunches. On the flip side, they've got to figure out how to hold the ball, because the play calls seem to be okay. They're just not executing.
On first down, Colvin.
He's got it to the 43 here.
In a word, I would say productive, finding the end zone 3 different times.
Is it possible that you're really underselling it? 3 touchdowns, just going to call him productive?
What do you want?
This guy had a nose for the end zone.
He was good.
Had a snoot full, didn't he? How about that? Big-time game.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Off the play fake. Oliver.
Man open, that's Anthony Schwartz.
And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. That one covers 24 yards. It's a first down. Off play action. Oliver. Touchdown, Texans. A great play there with touchdown number 7 on the year.
And the Texans take a 3-touchdown lead.
No problem there on the extra point, and it's now 21-0. The drive there only spanning 3 plays, and the result, a Houston touchdown.
So how about this for a start? 21-0 here in the first as they kick this one away. And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25.
And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go.
Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now you're down 3 scores, and I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse that this is an important possession. But I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer because only a few teams in league history have ever come back from a 4-score deficit. And if they don't score here, that's what they could be facing the next time they get the ball.
And he is going to wind up losing yardage here as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. Second quarter now from Jacksonville, and it's the Jags with the football as they've got it 2nd down and 11. Looking to throw. Pull. And this one is going to be off the mark, too far out in front.
I tell you, Brandon, this defense is playing with some confidence. They haven't allowed a point yet. Flying to the football. I'm telling you, it's almost 11 to the ball on every snap. Another nice job there to force an incompletion.
To throw on 3rd down. Poole. Got his man. It's London. Touchdown, Jaguars. Drake London. 61 yards. And the Jaguars are able to make some inroads here to that deficit. Point after, right down the middle. And they'll cut the lead to 21-7. The drive summary, 4 plays, 75 yards.
And it was finished off by a touchdown catch from Drake London. This fielded right at the goal line. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. Now comes a Houston offense as they get set to take over here. And they, on paper, Charles, no doubt they have the edge in this one. They are sitting with the AFC elite, and on the other side, they're down toward the bottom of the AFC. But you know what they say, especially at this point in the season, watch out for a trap game.
And in doing so, I would take my game plan and condense it. I would rely on my fundamentals, the fact that my players are probably just better, and not try and do too much, do just enough to win the game. And on the other side of the field, I'm doing everything. Every trick play I can think of, every different formation, you name it, I'm throwing it at them in order to try and get the upset win.
To throw on 2nd down, Oliver.
Oh, that's into double coverage and intercepted. And the Jags are going to take possession of the football. So the interception there, and Charles, I'd imagine that's something you can maybe live with in December, but not come January.
And I love how you make the distinction there. You're talking about regular season versus the postseason, the playoffs. Because these guys, they've already clinched a playoff spot, but they know, looking ahead, when they...
This time for Smith, and it's intercepted.
And the Texans will take over here as they get it up to the 43-yard line.
And that's what we've seen from this defense all year long because they've been so good at finding ways to take the football away. And they just gave us another example right here. A strong defense, that's something you're going to need to rely on come playoff time. And this crew has got one. There's no doubt about that, Brandon.
The Texans offense now, they get set to head back on the field here.
They'll start in excellent field position following the INT.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Throw left side complete. That's Manning. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. An ideal beginning of the drive there as they'll get 20 and a 1st down.
Well, this is an awfully tough route to defend in man coverage because he lines up on the right and then runs a crossing route back to the other side of the field. So as a defender, you're not only trailing him the whole way, you're also looking out for your own guys to make sure you don't get yourself picked off. And then you can't catch up in time to prevent the completion.
Throwing on first down.
Timeout. What do you think they need to do differently here?
Well, I don't think it needs to be as drastic as burning up last week's game tape or not watching it, but the attitude has to be what's done is done. Let's move on. Put that one behind them, galvanize themselves, and go forward and get a win in this one.
And they're going to move it down to inside the 25.
And they'll use him out in the backfield, and sometimes quite a bit. They're just trying to get him touches any way they can. 4 catches a week ago. There's another one right there.
They'll run on first down. Colvin. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
These two teams, they met in Houston earlier in the season with the Texans coming out on top. So a win here in Jacksonville will give them the season series.
On 2nd down now. Colvin. And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. A great effort there.
That's rushing touchdown number 20 on the year.
As his guys are able to push that lead out a bit further. The extra point splits the uprights. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. So that drive spanned 5 plays. And the last play, a really nice run that culminated in the touchdown. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback.
And as this offense makes their way back out, it's AFC playoff race time as we give you a look.
And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back. But make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Poole. And he's going to go down. The Texans come at him and able to bring him to the ground. It'll go as a loss of about 6, and now it brings up 3rd. Operating from the gun. Poole. He finds Lynch. It's complete. And he's got room. There he goes left side. Touchdown, Jaguars. A big play there. 79 yards.
And the Jaguars are able to cut into that deficit.
Extra point right down the middle. And that cuts the lead to 28-14. So the drive there, they went 80 yards in 3 plays. And it culminates in a Jags touchdown.
And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And they'll get him down right around the 25, actually the 26 officially, so a net gain of 1 there. Now, hang on here a second. Looks like a Jaguar in some obvious discomfort from that last play.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive.
And right now, we've got a little bit of an offensive masterpiece going on. Both sides moving the football, scoring points. It's almost like somebody put the defense on rookie mode in this one. I mean, we haven't even left the first half, Charles, and we're certainly on pace for a shootout.
An excellent start for both offenses. The fans have to be enjoying this to seeing all these points go up on the board. As a former defender, you know I'm not enjoying this at all. But right now, both these teams just trading haymakers. Let's see if anyone slips up first. Can anyone counter with a nice little jab and get things going in their direction?
So in Jacksonville territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. Off the play fake. Oliver.
And he will find his man Schwartz. That's complete.
And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line. Just shy of the 20. A good pickup there. 26 yards. And he's top 5 in the league in terms of receiving yardage because of plays like that. What have you seen from him on film that you like so much?
Well, I'll strip away everything else and get to what we call the moment of truth. When the ball's arriving and there's a defender there, he just comes down with the ball. He competes and takes it away. Great hands, great ability to finish the catch.
54 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. On second down, Colvin, and he'll get it here to the 10-yard line.
Holding offense.
So that time they got the left guard with a hold.
And let's face it, in today's ball, you might have that 330-pound guy you're supposed to clear out of there. You might need a little bit of extra help by grabbing the jersey and trying to ride him out.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. On second down now, Colvin, and he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. That one a first down pickup of 8.
That's how you get right up off of the mat, because on the last play, they stoned him in the backfield and dropped him for a loss. But he's the type of guy that scared me a little bit because he's not daunted. Just got right back up, showed some confidence, and picked up a first down with his very next run.
And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held him to a gain of 2. And that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. 8th play of the drive forthcoming, and they need 8 yards on third down. Back to throw. Oliver. Caught on the slant. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. They get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues.
But give the defensive guys a little bit of credit. They didn't let the deep ball beat them on that play, did they?
No, the drag, that guy could be your safety valve. We saw it right there.
Yeah, and they picked up a first down for him, too.
Looking to throw. Oliver. And that is caught. Touchdown, Texans. A great play there. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far.
And the Texans will extend their lead in the final minute of the half.
The extra point up and good. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
No run back here, down to a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. The Jags going to go on offense now late in this first half. I don't think they need to be reminded of the situation here. I mean, the clock is dwindling. 3-score deficit waiting for them at halftime unless they can get something on the board here before intermission.
He finds his man, complete. That's Burgess. The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in the first half of play. To throw on second down. Poole. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here.
As his old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out hot. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
From the gun on third down. Poole. Oh, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going. And the Jaguars send out their punter as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. He punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. A 40-yard punt, give him 3 on the return. And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive.
And with a 3-score lead already, this is not time for a momentum change, so I'd imagine they'd be happy to just take this into the locker room.
Going up top. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
A very limited time left to get into field goal range before the half, and they tried to get it all on one throw right there.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Oliver. And that is incomplete. 2 seconds left on the clock.
Well, they approached this drive with a lot of confidence after their last one ended up as a touchdown. But incompletions on their first 2 throws has them huddling up and trying to figure out a big play here on 3rd down to get their momentum going again.
The final shot before break. Oliver. He's going to air one out. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly...
Well, we're in the latter stages of this season. Everybody's getting antsy, so antsy that we're going to skip the halftime and get ready for the 3rd quarter.
And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here. It's the Texans in front, and they're going to get the football first as we are back underway in the 3rd quarter.
Taken in at the 3. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped at the 23-yard line.